lot where people either want to create more art or want to spend more time practicing art, but the biggest obstacle they come across is not having the time to do it. Hello everyone, it is Shipwreck Samantha here, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic of balancing life and art. To set up for all of this, and for the reason that I'm making this video, I think I've done a fairly good job of balancing life and art this month myself, because as a lot of you guys know, because I mentioned it a lot, it is National Novel Writing Month. And so every writer is challenged in the month of November to write 50,000 words, which is a novel. That's a lot. That is the minimum amount for a novel, and you're challenged to write that in 1 month. I have done it once before, and I decided to do it again this year, and I can say it has been quite a challenge to balance life with writing. I know I'm an art channel, but this can also apply to a lot of art things, as well as the fact that I have also done artwork this month on top of work and social life and writing. That also explains the drawing you guys are watching, because I decided to do a self-portrait drawing of myself, of me trying to organize the second draft of my novel New Horizons that I always talk about, because that's what I decided to do for NaNoWriMo, and I'm writing the second draft of that book, and so that's what you guys are seeing there. But now on to the topic of the week. I want to talk about trying to balance things. So the first piece of advice I have for balancing life and art is to prioritize. Sometimes it makes it easier if you just tackle the big things you have to do first and then do the smaller things later. I used to just put off the things I didn't want to do until the end of the day, and then it would take me so much longer than it needed to get done. And I've learned that when I tackle the thing I don't want to do first, the rest of the day is a lot more productive. So for an example, with this month, I have had a goal to write 2,000 words a day instead of the suggested 1,600 words a day. And so I would find time to do it as soon as I could. I would get up an hour before I had to go to work so I could write in the morning. I would write about 750 words, and then at my lunch break I would write anywhere from 500 to 700 words, and then when I came home I only had maybe 1,000 to 1,500 words left to write instead of 2,000, and it made it a less daunting task. And so I would come home from work, and that was the first thing I tackled, and I would not do anything else until I finished writing, because that's something I knew I had to get done that day. And then once I did, I could spend the rest of the evening relaxing or spending time with family or drawing. And so it made it a lot easier and a lot less daunting when I did that. And that kind of segues into the next part, which is to kind of break things up into bite-sized pieces. When you have a task or project that is just so overwhelming, it's hard to tackle. Just like writing a 50,000 word novel, just the thought of writing a novel, it just seems like too much, but when you realize, oh, I only have to write 1,600 or 2,000 words a day, that doesn't seem so bad. I think I can do that, and then it seems more manageable. So if you're trying to work on a big art piece, don't pressure yourself to do it all in one day. Or if you have to get it done in one day, do it in stages. Say, I am not going to get up from my desk until I finish the sketch, and then take a break, do something else, and then come back and do the line work. Things like that. And then you can be productive during those breaks, because if you're busy and you have stuff to do, you can work on the sketch of the drawing, take a break from drawing by going and cleaning or cooking or whatever you gotta do for the day, and then you can come back later. So don't pressure yourself to do it all at once, because I cannot write a novel in one sitting. It's just not gonna happen. And sometimes I couldn't even write my daily word goal for the day in one sitting. I had to do it in at least 2. Because if I tried to write more than 1,000 words in one sitting, my productivity plummeted. My productivity would slow down to the point where I wasn't really even doing anything, because I had lost the motivation to keep going. And then when I took a step back, took a break, and took a breather and came back to write the other 1,000 words, I was much more productive. And so sometimes you can be more productive if you take some time for breaks. Don't pressure yourself too much. My next tip is to schedule things, like block out sections of time. So say you have to work and you have 6 hours in the evening to do what you want to do. Decide, okay, when I get home, I have an hour I'm gonna block off for working on art, and then I can do other things. Or you decide all the tasks you have to tackle that are priority, and then block out another part of time to do art. The point I'm trying to make is sometimes it's easier when you have specific times blocked out for specific things, and this doesn't work for every person. One time I tried to block out an entire day to the minute, and it stressed me out so much that I got half the work done that I wanted to. So sometimes it just works for people just to have a to-do list, just to have something to check things off of. But for the most part, for most people, it is very unlikely that just doing things on a whim is going to be the most productive for you. So though it does work for some people to just work through things in their head, and they have the list of things they need to do in their head, and it works for some people, most likely it's not the most efficient way to do it, and so just try different ways to be efficient with your time. Just like I could just say, oh, I'll put off writing until the evening. No, I got up early to write in the morning, and then I took some of my lunch break to write at that time, and so when I came home, I had a less daunting task to tackle. The point I'm trying to get down to is, you can find time for things that you love. If you want to be an artist, you'll find the time, and that's just the basic general truth to it. And it's different for everyone, but if you're doing something that you really love and that you really want to do, you're gonna find a way to do it. And don't feel discouraged if you're just in a point where you literally have no time to draw. That's fine. Or you have the time and you don't feel motivated. You might just be in an art block you gotta push through. And I have already done a video on finding art block that I can link to somewhere around here, and you can check that out if that's what you're struggling with. But I would also love to hear from you guys and hear what you guys have to say about this topic. How do you balance life and art, or work and art, or social life and art, and whatever it is? How do you find the time for artwork? I would love to know. Share your thoughts in the comments down below, because I'm sure other people would love to hear what you have to say as well, because we can all learn from each other. You guys give me awesome advice all the time that I find so helpful, so I love reading your comments. And I'll also mention you guys can check out my video 5 excuses artists make if you need a little bit of push to start making artwork, or to keep doing it if you're in that artistic rut. And if you're new around here, don't forget to join my pirate crew by hitting subscribe down below. We have new videos here every Friday and Sunday. We have tutorials and discussions, as well as speed paints, and I take your drawing requests every Sunday. And if you want to submit a piece of artwork that you want me to draw, an original piece of yours, or a character that you want me to draw, be sure to send it to me, and you might see it in a Sunday video. Well, that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.